Whew. Good morning, good morning. It's a beautiful day. I even feel really good. Currently at park, getting some couple of little laps in, walking. Eventually I might run. But I'm walking. My left knee's like, no, you're not. But I'm gonna make an effort to make walking more of a part of my routine. You know what I'm saying? I need to do that, not just for my physical well-being, but for excuse me, my mental and emotional well-being. Even I'm pretty sure eventually in due time, especially as I still been making these modifications to my dieting, that'll work out for my physical health, which will improve my mental health. I woke up around 3 o'clock this morning, and I don't know if it was depression. I don't know if it's anxiety, stress, bipolar. I just felt this heaviness in my skull that resided in my chest. I'm 42 years old. I'm almost 43. And there's like a lot of us have been through a lot. But by the grace of God, I've been carried through a lot. Brought a lot upon myself, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know, maybe it's part of they call that midlife crisis or something. I'm not sure. Because just like when I was younger, I'm learning as I go along. And I'm pretty sure a lot of it is just me stressed and worried. And then I got to remind myself that it's only so much time on this planet. Like one day I'm not going to be here. No matter what I do or don't do in my life. Of course, and I was like this when I was younger. Even in my 20s. I wasn't a super religious guy, but I just always wanted my soul right. And I want to be at peace with God. And I'm learning how to be at peace with God. Because if I'm more at peace with God, I'm at peace with people. And I'm not always at peace with people. It's people I don't forgive for stuff. And it's people who don't forgive me for stuff. And I'm not saying it's right. And I don't know if my unforgiveness is because I want revenge. I don't think it's revenge I want. I don't want to hurt people. I've never actually truly genuinely wanted to hurt somebody. It's more or less that, why would you go out your way to try to hurt me? That's what bothers me. Like, why would you do something that was intentional to cause harm to me? Or to hurt, embarrass me, or humiliate me, or insult me, or abuse me? Like, why would you do that on purpose? It's like, how can you make choices with no regard about my feelings and emotions? Now, I ain't talking about like strangers. Like, a fucking stranger. Now, simultaneously, it's like, when I first moved back to St. Louis, it took me a while to realize how disrespectful people in St. Louis is at times. Like, some of them talk so aggressively. They talk with their voices loud. They talk with this, like, entitlement. Like, it's okay for them to disrespect you in the way they talk. Like, they kind of lead with aggression. And not everybody, but enough for me to say this. And in my mind, I'm like, what person just assumes it's okay to talk to another person like that? You know what I'm saying? I would never think it's okay for me to initially cross somebody's boundaries with raising my voice at them and cursing at them. I was like, now, once you shit on me that you disrespectful, then that's a whole nother conversation. Because now I may raise my voice and curse at you. But that's not even what I'm talking about. I'm talking about those who you identified as a family member, a friend. You identify them as a lover, a partner, in some cases, a spouse. For those of us who actually have been married before, even the spouse's family members, the in-laws. Why would you put yourself in my business? Why would you encourage a broken family? It's no infidelity, it's no abuse. Why would you get in your partner's business, your family member's business, telling them they can do better or they should leave when people are going through seasons of life? Why would you encourage people to keep children away from one particular parent? As if that's okay. Just because you went through something as a kid and you think you're all right, that don't make it all right for other people. You know, why would you think it's okay to raise your voice at people and curse them out and call them derogatory names in front of other people and then think you're supposed to be welcome into their life with open arms? Why would you think it's okay to put hands on people unwarranted or deeply insult people and make a mockery out of them in front of people, other people, and then think they're supposed to just let it go? You know? Why do you think it's cool to take advantage of people who are being kind to you and then just toss them to the side like they're nothing and you know they cared about you? Like, why would you do that? Like, why would you do that? But some people are like that. And I'll be honest, it took me from my 20s up until recently to accept it. That was my mistake over and over. And it's funny, I'm walking a track because a couple years ago, God gave me a dream and showed me walking a track. And it was like I was going through the same thing over and over again. Then when I got to the end of my walk, this voice said to me that God gave me the gift of intelligence so I can advocate on behalf of people who don't think like me. It was June 2011. I don't remember the exact date, but it might be written down, where I wrote down one to combine comedy, poetry, acting, and storytelling together as a way to bring people together. It was June 2014. I had my first comedy show, an event that was sold out. And nearly all my events have been sold out from 2014 to 2022, the last one. That's the year my ex-wife died. And I just shut down. You know, June 2023 is when I first met my youngest daughter, Khaleesi. Took her to her 4-month appointment. And we've been locked in ever since. You know. But I'm learning to let things go. I let things be. And learning as I'm practicing.